We're building a concrete house in Mexico, and this week we're breaking ground. In this video, we are working with some locals to learn how they build down here in Mexico. There's a lot to learn, and even with our years of DIY experience, it doesn't come easy.
Uh-oh. It's fine, it's okay to hit. Oh, Crystal.
This is the start of the construction of a concrete wall around our property.
It's such an exciting week because we are using materials and doing things we've never done before and we never thought we could do before, but this week we are going to learn so in the future we can do it ourselves. And the best way to learn what we've learned from our cabin build is to learn from the locals. Year one at our cabin, we were building compost bins. To however many years later, we were repairing foundations, digging them out, laying a new metal roof, and so much more. So I like to look at this day as the first cement block of our education and learning. We're just gonna keep layering those blocks and learning new things. And it's kind of funny because the first thing we're building on our land, that is the Mexican way, is a cement wall. This wall is going to be the front of our house, but also the right side. So it's going to make an L. And I can't wait. The idea is that you learn from the locals so you can then take that knowledge, apply it yourself, and then do things yourself. And that's our favorite way to learn. Let's get this week going, everyone. It's going to be exciting. We're gonna get our hands dirty.
This is lime, a powder that we're using to mark the boundaries of the structure. That way, the excavator operator can use it as a guide and knows where to dig.
Can you do gymnastics with those hands?
Yeah, I can make a cake with this. Wow, look at this crew. This is so great. We're gonna learn so much. A little string, a little rebar, a little lime.
Zapata, which is footer in English, everyone. So this is where the retro is going to be digging, and then I think it's a meter, right?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, which some of you might not even think that you have to put it in the ground because it doesn't freeze here. However, a wall, wind, hurricanes, poof,
It's gotta be real strong.
gotta be real strong. And something we've learned here in Baja from talking to builders and our architect and everyone is that they just build everything to last. 100%. You do it once and then you live in your house.
Yeah.
No redoing your kitchen, no redoing your walls, just do it and then you're done.
Yeah.
And then you live a happy life chilling in the sun. That's true, that's like literally everything we've learned.
We're building a wall for a few reasons. Firstly, it's important to know that in Mexico, it's very common to build walls around your property, primarily for security and privacy, as they help deter trespassers and shield homes from public view. Walls also mark property boundaries and reduce noise in urban areas. Additionally, they reflect cultural and architectural traditions, often incorporating decorative elements to enhance their aesthetic appeal. Oh yeah, and we want to keep our dogs in the walls, and we want to keep other dogs, animals, rattlesnakes, and creatures outside of our walls. This morning, I could hardly eat my breakfast and drink my coffee because I woke up thinking about everything that's gonna happen this week. Today's gonna be a super busy day. We know that we're getting tons of materials brought in. We had cement delivered this morning. We're gonna be taking off the truck with the excavator that just showed up, and there's gonna be much more on the way. Oh, it's not an excavator. It's a retro excavadora, which is a tractor, actually.
First dig.
First dig. Está bien, it's a meter deep, perfect depth for the footer. This tractor, or retro excavadora, is making light work of this footer. Our ground is actually a lot harder than I anticipated. It is very compact, like very, very hard. There's a whole pile of very hard ground here. We rented a 3.5 ton last week and it struggled to dig through the ground.
There's the rock!
But that big machine sure does make it look easy. Wish I was driving it. Definitely missing being in a machine right now. But this whole side is almost done, and then we'll be moving on to the second side, which is the entrance to our property. So the machine comes through and slowly digs down, and then a little shovel work really makes it nice and precise. So it's looking super, super good. And you'll see here that we are actually going right around the big cactus. I've made sure to mention a lot of times that I want to be very, very, very careful around them. Mark my words, one of these days soon, we'll be back in a machine operating.
dig around the cardon. We are doing Tartuga, which means your turn. So we constantly are just switching, but that cardon is 100% worth it. This little rotary hammer is doing quite well.
What's really funny about building here is, yes, we know what a hammer is, but we don't know what it's actually called. Everything is so different. And so this new Roto Martillo rotary hammer is very helpful and it's so useful. But we are thinking we may need a bigger one.
Did you ever play that game where you got like a big brick of sand from Toys R Us and you had to chisel at it and find the dino bones?
That's sick. Are you looking for dinosaurs? She's on the hunt.
Found one. You know what's funny? Every time we jump into a trench at home, we sink in mud. Woo! Are you in sinking sand? Oh yeah, you were right. Now for the fun time. Nice. Strong.
Oh, no. Not here. She dry.
And a little tip slash secret I'll share with all of you is we've been doing drive-bys and checking out all the construction sites and houses here just to get a really good idea of what we want.
We're doing a lot of drive-bys.
A lot of drive-bys.
Because we need to learn how to build. I know what a drive-by is. We're creepily driving very slow past houses, lowering our glasses, and looking at how they're building things and taking photos.
And videos. Not creepy at all. Anyways. Concrete mixer. Looks like they just leave all their tools out.
Scoping out where I'm gonna get my plants.
Excited for that stage.
Yeah, that's an exciting stage.
And there's a rebar that goes around it. You have to twist tie those things that go around. Block. That's what we need. This whole side of the footer is officially done and we are now at the corner. And this is where things are going to change. We are no longer gonna be digging at the perimeter of our front entrance. We now are going to come in 20 feet, dig for another 20-ish, and then back out 20 feet. And that's because we have been working with an architect to design every single detail. This indent of 20 feet, I'm gonna call it, that's gonna be additional parking outside of our land. So you won't be able to see those cars there, as there will be a wall and they'll be parked outside. So let's say you're just coming home quickly to drop something off and you're going right back out. You don't have to open the big gate, come in and whatnot. It just can stay there, or you have people coming over. It's just additional parking and it really does, just helps a lot.
It's very compact.
Solid, eh?
Very solid ground.
You definitely found dino bones in there.
You certainly could. Look at that.
Yeah, it's rock, man. That's why you need the rotary hammer. That's about as far as we can go on the cardon today because, well, we need one, a bigger rotary hammer.
Second, we need to brace this cactus so it stands tall while we build around it. And it's a very busy day. Today's material day. We have 2 loads of sand on the way right now, and the gravel just arrived with tons of the rebar material. Rebar or rebar?
Rebar.
Oh God, you think I'll get it one day? Rebar materials are here as well. It's thin, but they're very long, like 40 feet long, I would guess. I'm so excited. In no time, we're gonna be building castles.
Mini casita castles.
No, castles.
Okay, castles. The sand is arriving.
Jasmine's got a front row seat to the dust show.
It's been far too long since I've heard that sound. I missed it. We are almost at the finish line and it's 1:40, everyone. Wow. Digging footers, man. Digging footers. I can't wait to dig a footer on our mini casita. What'd you get?
They don't have coffee. So I got, Mexicans love Coca-Cola, so we got Coca-Cola for everyone working. It's like all they drink. I'm serious. Like over water, over coffee, they want Coca-Cola.
I'm actually standing at the back of the truck right now after we said that Coca-Cola talk. And there's just so much Coca-Cola in the truck. Look what's in the back of the truck.
Coca-Cola. I know. That's all we need here, okay? It's winter in the Northern Hemisphere and it's time to escape to sunnier weather. But let's also escape the high roaming fees while traveling by using an eSIM for instant and affordable connectivity. Yeah, hi Mom. Calling you from the beach without the high roaming fees. Airlo eSIMs have made staying connected when you arrive to another country the easiest it's ever been. You don't need a physical SIM card, you don't need to pay high fees to your home provider. As soon as you land in your destination, you have full access to your phone and you can use it like normal. They have eSIMs for over 200 different countries and regions around the world. To use Airlo, all you need is an app on your phone, so you can download it, and once you set up your account, you can browse and look at phone plans in any country you want. The cool part is you have access to local networks when you use Airlo, so you're gonna have the best speed and the best price. I vividly remember hunting for Wi-Fi, going into any restaurant or hostel that I could connect to so that I could reach my friends and family or load my maps to go to my next destination. That's something we don't have to think about anymore, and it's really nice to be able to use your phone freely. It's simply the most convenient way to stay connected while you're traveling. You can get regional eSIMs that cover multiple countries. So if you're going to Italy and then Switzerland, for example, you can get like a European SIM card that covers everything. Check out Airlo by heading to the App Store or click the link in the description. Okay, y'all, we've been here for quite a while now and we've never had a cloudy day. It's always so consistent and sunny, but today we have some overcast and 3 raindrops fell from the sky.
In increments of 5 minutes each.
Literally, it was like, oh, did I get a drop? And then 5 minutes later, she got a drop. Anyways, it's raining today. Sorry, it's just so funny. In all seriousness, there's 3 massive bags of concrete on our land right now, and they are very expensive and it does not do well in water. And so we need to keep them covered just in case it does rain anytime in the next 5 hours.
That was a mouthful.
It's hard to imagine it, but sorry, I just think it's so funny because
they were like, we need tarps.
It's not even raining and I'm tarping it, which is great, peace of mind, but I feel like it's usually like pissing in Canada and we're like, oh, all right, let's go out in the rain and cover it.
Or you just don't.
Or we just don't. It's just so funny. Okay. All right, let's tour the job site. This is the entryway that we are gonna keep for now. Eventually we will dig this because this will be a wall that will continue from here. But let's jump in the trench, walk the entire thing, and show everything that's going on here.
And where everything kind of is.
Because we are now deep in the job site.
Hell yeah!
Finally. From that corner to this corner is a wall. But where I'm standing, we're gonna have a massive 30-foot gate that will open and close so we can drive vehicles and trucks and bring materials in. So, you know, when we come home at the end of the evening, we'll open it up, drive our truck into our property and close it up. All right, so as we go around the corner here, this is the street. This is our property. So this is where we will park our vehicles. So the wall comes in, parking there, and then we'll be able to get out of the vehicles, and this will be a pedestrian entrance. So there's just gonna be a door here for when people come to visit or when we're coming home for a brief minute, you can just walk into the property here from a door. So there's gonna be an L-shaped wall.
Yeah, out of 4 sides.
Yeah.
2 sides are concrete.
2 sides are concrete. It's this side, it's an L, and on the other side, we're not doing concrete because we have wonderful neighbors over there and we're gonna like do something different. You'll see. Everybody say good morning to Jenny. Good morning, Jenny. She just got her morning coffee and she's ready to go. Jasmine and I are cutting 15 pieces of rebar. What?
Rebar.
Rebar. We're cutting 15 pieces of rebar into 1 meter length. So I think in the end there's about 200 pieces that we're cutting right now with their handy dandy saw and Jenny. So We've never done this. Only once actually with a grinder for our greenhouse. I'm just very excited. I'm very excited to be using these materials, using these saws, and be here on the Mexican job site.
I watched them do that. Now I do that.
Now that's the motto of this entire series.
I keep running into this cacti. I'm getting acupuncture from the desert.
Cut 15 pieces of rebar into 200 pieces. Now we're gonna cut 10 pieces into 3-meter pieces. Let's do it. Cut, 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 cut.
Right. No.
5 más.
5 más.
5 more. I don't want this saw, I need this saw.
We have a good little message.
1 sec, I gotta get it.
I'm just trying to get it out.
We almost done, girl.
What?
We're almost done. Crush that.
Oh.
It just turned.
Are you sure?
I'll check, but I'm pretty sure.
I think it's better to check than cut. We don't know if they ordered any extra. The project manager isn't Crystal right now.
I went from project manager to laborer.
What am I? I'm always just been a laborer, right?
No, you're the idea maker.
I think of the ideas.
I make it happen.
I'd get nowhere without you.
Same.
I would just have a dream board.
I wouldn't have a board.
What would you do?
You just having a quiet morning, maybe. Go ahead.
And my morning would be so chaotic. My brain would just think of everything I want to do and I wouldn't get any of it done. I need to know what they're doing. I can't wait.
I know, Sam. All of these pieces of rebar and metal, if you don't know, are going to come together and they are going, you can explain this actually very well.
The rebar reinforces the concrete to make it stronger. Concrete is, yes, strong once you mix it with your sand and your gravel. However, you want to reinforce with metal, which is what rebar is. And after all these pieces are cut, we can finally make the grid system that goes in the footer or the zapata. I like that I'm thinking in Spanish right now.
Yeah, girl.
I wanted to say zapata first, but I think most of our viewers are English speaking, so.
We're learning Spanish this season.
Yeah, and so are all of you.
Normalmente son 2 pulgadas.
Now it's time for a lesson on how to bend the rebar for the reinforcements.
Now it's our turn. We're told we have to be very strong. Little do they know, we have fettuccine muscles. I gotta go the other way.
I think that thing was on the ground.
No. I got it.
Swear.
I know how to do it, Chris. I need my right arm.
Nice. Oh yeah, girl, you're strong enough for this.
I know. I don't think Philemon know who I am.
Someone don't know who I am. All of these things you're like wondering how to do, you know?
I know.
Now you're doing it.
Now I'm doing it. I feel like YouTube University lacks in this content.
Mexican construction?
Rebar and footers itself, I think because it's so normal for so many people to do that they like forget that there's kids like you and I that really just need a little bit more detailed shots than like the wide GoPro 100 feet away.
You're crushing it. I know. You're doing so good.
I like learning all this.
Yeah, it's sick.
I'm going to the hardware store and getting to. I'm A little siesta in the shade before we build castles in their bushcraft fort.
Can't show you.
Lesson number 2. Now that all the rebar is cut and bent, we're slowly learning the technique to tie and build the reinforcements. To twist the rebar ties, we simply use this tool to twist the end of the tie around the rebar, ensuring a tight and secure hold.
Nice! They made this makeshift sawhorse or like table so that we can make these rebar towers.
And not break our back.
I'm calling them towers, yeah, and so that we don't have to break our back.
They're columns.
We've never done this before and we've seen videos done. So officially today we've cut the rebar. I wonder in Spanish if it's rebar. Let's find out. We've cut the rebar, we've bent it, and now we're putting it together. 3 pieces along the top, 3 pieces along the bottom with these squares holding it together. And these are the ties that hold the entire tower together.
And you don't do it too tight or you break your wire.
Oh, dang. Let me try over there.
No, they're at our lunch spot now. behind the blue thing. It's the best. Perfecto?
Okay.
I'm just telling myself I'm perfect.
I think you're perfect.
And then no, I would go this way. Bing! Yeah, girl.
I don't really remember.
Crystal's line.
I was never good at like origami and stuff, honestly.
Either was I. This isn't origami. This is masonry work. I mean, they must believe in us. They left us here and said have fun, basically. Or did they tell us to wait? You know, I could never know.
Oh, did I do it?
Yeah, girl, give yourself more credit. I think you just gotta have more confidence. Hook, twist, and turn. This thing.
See, mine's like looking pretty bad compared to yours because they're sideways.
Straighten them.
I can't, it's too late.
It's okay. I'm sure they'll understand. It's our fence. I don't think they'll care.
I'm getting them tight though, that's for sure.
Look at that. Girls. Need help getting up? No. Linguini's here. Left and then, yeah. Perfect. Look at them all. Boom. High five. I'm so happy they let us do that.
Me too, sick.
And they like taught us. Now I know how to build columns. Do you know what's actually the hardest part? It's actually being the engineer to know how many pieces each get based on load bearing. Making them, easy peasy.
I don't remember where they start, but... Well, they were using hands to measure it. I know you need 12, so... A hand in between, but a bit bigger than mine because their hands are bigger.
Okay, my goal for this one is to make sure these stay more straight and our ends are perfect. I don't know why I was so nervous to make one of these.
I was so nervous.
It was like my first day at kindergarten coming over here. Hi!
I was like, hey guys. Okay, you ready to go, girl?
See, if you hold the bottom of these, it actually is easier. Holding the bottom, because then
That's what I've been doing.
Oh, really? Smart girl.
¿Está bien? Or is terrible?
Look at that. Beautiful. Thank you. You like know when you get it. It feels good.
Wow, that looks way better than the last one. And you can just like tap them along. Tap, tap, tap.
Before we know it, we're gonna be laying blocks, but I have to say, this is a super, super important step in this project, and it's going to take quite a while to get everything built that we need to be able to construct these walls. These are the most important steps in any project. Today is more rebar cutting, more rebar bending, and more building. We're not just building columns today, we are also building the long flat pieces, which in Spanish is parillas. In English, I will be learning very soon. Yesterday we progressed so much in just a few hours with our rebar bending and twisting and building. So I imagine today we're gonna feel like pros by the end of it. Are you ready to bend?
Ben, we're bending?
Are you ready to tie?
I'm ready for either.
Are you skilled?
I think I am until I compare my twist to their twist.
You're gonna be a pro by the end of it.
By the end of it, it's how you learn. This is what it feels like to work with a crew. I am loving it. There's no wonder construction crews always have 6 people on the job site. Let me tell you that much, Crystal. Finished. We'd still be cutting rebar with all of you guys if it was just the 2 of us here. Not to mention how much we're getting done. Always extra hands is so nice, but how much we're learning. So we've now completed that one and everyone has their own task. Crystal is on bending the rebar and we have so many different stations and different things happening. Feels good. We're making moves, everyone. We're making moves.
With everything we're learning, you also have to take another quick look and just see how crafty everyone's getting here. They have like this homemade setup for the bending. Everything that we're working on, all of these stations are homemade out of rebar and wood that was just lying around here in the yard. And even their tools are made out of rebar. It's very fascinating. Like this is made out of rebar. That's holding it. The tools that turn. It's amazing.
We're going to prepare the trench for the concrete for the footer.
Before we put in the parillas, we're putting down this black plastic paper, and that's for the humidity and the condensation.
Okay, we're jumping in the trenches now, y'all. And that's because everything we all just built is now going into our footer. Exciting! Only a few more to go. And then you see these pieces of rebar right here? They are marked out at exactly everywhere our castles are going. So the small columns that we made yesterday, those will go vertically up. Do you know how excited I am for this?
You are?
To know how? No,
Get in there, girl.
how many times have I asked?
Yeah, how do they do it? How do they do it? We're driving. How do they do it? Well, this is how.
So the castles we made, I'm just calling them castles, is that okay? Okay. So the columns that we built, one of the ends was extra long, and that's because that end is being bent and then put in the other long column, and then you just twist a bunch.
We gotta build some more reinforcements.
Yeah, we need the big one that goes in the bottom.
Hop up there, girl.
One day we'll be that good. Lift! Breathe! Woof! Go under it. Turn. Turn, yeah.
Wow, I just not that strong.
All the pieces are on our sawhorses, and now time to measure them up every 8 inches. And that's because that's what the bricks are. We put that, and then this one will go this way with that there.
Okay, that breeze. Glorious. Something you just can't put a price tag on. The experience that we're gaining being on the job site with locals is something that I will forever be grateful for. The fact that they have the patience to put up with us, and the fact that we speak completely different languages and we're trying to understand each other, and they're helping us learn. We're learning so much, I can't even begin to explain it. We're learning, and we're learning quick, so it's feeling really good.
Oh, the columns are done. That's the last one on this side of the footer, y'all.
Best day ever, we're pouring the footer. Take a look at what's happening here.
Yeah, girl, all the
Now
way.
I'm gonna dump it in without dumping the wheelbarrow.
Oh God. Yeah, well, you should watch, eh? Oh, the lean back. Incredible.
Uh-oh.
It's fine, it's okay to hit. Oh, Crystal.
We're mixing the concrete and hand pouring the footer. A footer is a concrete base that supports the foundation for the structure. In our case, it's the wall around the perimeter of our property. And we're going to hand pour a very large footer into the ground to ensure a solid and stable foundation for the wall that we plan on building. After a few good laughs with my first attempt, I finally got it. I got it. The lean back and shake really works.
There is a whole line of wheelbarrows going up and down and up and down. No breaths, no rest in between. While the concrete mixer is spinning, there's an assembly line of wheelbarrows going back and forth with concrete. But while you're over there, you're also filling up 5-gallon buckets of gravel, cement, and sand. They're mixing it at a 2 bucket of cement, 5 bucket of gravel, 6 bucket of sand ratio. And we're just going and going and going. It's like a circuit at the gym, holy smokes.
Perfecto. Wish this was my job. I have no other words than I am having so much fun right now. Covered in cement, lifting 5-gallon buckets onto our shoulders, into that concrete mixer. What a grand time. I'm loving it. And this is going so fast. When I heard we were hand pouring the footer, because I've seen a lot of pump trucks around here, but they normally do like the second or third story of the house to get it flat. I was like, for real? And now I get why. They have it figured out. This is fun. I can't imagine giving all the fun to a pump truck.
Wheelbarrow, spin, 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 concrete, sand, gravel, spin, 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 wheelbarrow, spin, 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 concrete, sand, gravel, spin, 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 wheelbarrow. Wow! Can't get enough water, eh? I think we drank the whole thing. The water bottle's like 2 to 3 liters and we've drank the entire thing in like 2 hours.
Big on the head.
10 liters of Coke. Lunchtime, baby.
Philemon's got lunch, we got drinks.
Break time.
I haven't left tonight.
It's on here. Y'all, I am pumped. We're just having our little break time, sitting around our table, and we have a huge delivery. The blocks are here, they're coming onto the property, and the fact that we have half the zapata, the footer, poured, and the bricks are here, it's just so exciting. We're so excited. This week, our land went from mostly clear to a full-on construction site, and our brains went from this much to this much.
Masonry work!
A lot of masonry work. Are we masons? The lunchroom.
I'm sorry, but just take a minute for that.
And the DIY table.
It's amazing.
This right here is where we all come together and take all of these materials, put it in the mixer, and turn it into concrete. We use cement. When you mix it with sand and gravel, makes concrete. And we remember that because concrete is strong and cement is cement. Cement becomes concrete. This week we cut a lot of rebar using this new tool, and we bent a lot of rebar over here in the bending station. A massive delivery of blocks that will be our wall. 1,117 blocks to be exact. And you better believe we're gonna lift every single one of them. Oh, sweet.
Our footer!
And all of that hard work and everything we built is now in the footer. It's all attached, it's all formed. The concrete for the footer is cured. And you know what? It's pretty wild when you take a look at how long and how big this wall is. There is enough concrete and bricks here to build a tiny house, but we're still waiting on that permit.